Baci Sospesi, un progetto di Barbara Sbrocca.
I have this really strong intuition with all my I have four love stories that are really deep and significant. And every single one of them I knew. Yes. But he passed away suddenly, and a piece of me passed away. And I called someone who was a Holocaust survivor. And I thought, if someone understood grief, it was her. And she told me something that actually got me through thinking about it or being in that space. And she said, you loved him this much, so much that you are now having to go through the pain on the same parallel. So that pain you're feeling is as strong as the love you felt for him. And she kind of opened up and said, I wish I had felt as much pain as you did when my husband passed away, because I didn't. Yeah, it gave me the confidence and perspective to enjoy that pain more than fight it. I lived in it like I was going to a different country that was really, really uncomfortable. I was not on planet Earth in that time. I was in this space that I've never been, on the edge for a while. I think the point of being a human is trying to experience all the feelings you can feel while you're here. So I was trying to be really grateful for it. But yeah, it was horrific. I thought I was never going to feel again. So I was just really scared. I had to move in with my mom and came to this new space on this island in this little town. I was a soulless human. My mom and her friend were just kind of pushing me, being like, I really want you to just go on a date. And I was like, I had no space for it. I was like, no, I don't want to. I swiped on one profile, and it was because the profile made me laugh. His whole profile was about that he was building this boat and he needed help. And so we go to this coffee shop, and as soon as I see him and hear his voice, he saw me. It was like, you are, where have you been? You are, it was, will you teach me? I thought I was just going to be maybe half love again, I didn't think I'd ever reach the kind of height that I reached with my last relationship. But this one, I reached a different depth. It was just this dance that we both knew instantly. And the way he touches me and his voice, I don't know, it's just, I didn't think that I was going to feel this again at all. Okay, so I am this squiggly, out of the lines color of every shade at different times of the day. And, I just live in that space. And he is this really solid line made with this ink pen that just goes on forever. He just knows how to take care of me. He just fills in, he lets me be this spirally crazy person when I'm working, and complements me with this really strong base that I can't quite do myself. I've known I needed a caregiver for a while. It's just something I just need. And actually my last love that I lost was the first non-caregiver I dated. We were both CEOs of really fast growing companies. and we would burn at both ends. We never took care of we couldn't take care of each other because we were just like, we weren't caregivers. And but what we fell in love with was like, we'd never dated someone like each other. Like we just burnt through it, and it was like hot. But with my new love, it's like this sustainable, long-term, not these highest highs and the lowest lows, like this tempo that has a beat that I like love the beat, and I do love this. And so it's really hard for me to meet someone and fall in here, but his beat is just the right one. Yeah. He took me into nature. He took me sailing. He taught me how to mountain bike. He took me to this place called the Desolation Sound, which is like this remote island filled on the ocean with humpback whales. I've never lived on the water. We lived on the water for 4 days. He sailed us there. But the one thing that kind of came to my mind, so he's, when he takes me camping, the things that he brings are hilarious. He'll bring like a set of bocce balls. He'll bring some really unique craft beer. He'll make up games on the spot that we have to play. One night he got inspired and he took his entire bedroom and put it outside on his deck. It was supposed to be a really nice night and there were supposed to be meteor showers. And he set up his entire bedroom on his outside deck in the backyard and put just the funniest things on his deck, made this bedroom outside, like lined it in candles, which was like very romantic for him. Like it was really kind of funny. When I was on this bed with him in the outside in this backyard in the middle of the forest, I felt in the stratosphere again. Like nobody knew where I was, and it was just me and him on this bed. So I felt like nothing else existed or mattered. Nobody knows where I am, and I love this, and I'm like, feel so safe with you, and I can like lean into this experience. He speeds up my learning curve. He allows me to go into a moment really fast because I can lean into the way he guides me into it. I've never had that in a relationship. Like this child in me has been like re-released. His fantasy parts are the creations he makes possible for us to visit and how he sets it up. In his boat, like when I first had a sleepover in it, he put up all these little fairy lights and a mini little disco ball in the middle of this like orange carpeted weird sailboat. And I walk in and I'm like, nothing, like, and for me to leave my work world, my mind with my business, very difficult because I'm like always thinking about it. But he can put me in a whole nother space and I like love who I become in it. For my birthday, he went outside of his comfort zone and booked us a pottery class in the middle of the woods. Yeah, he found this artist who had a studio and convinced her to teach us a private class with the wheel. And could he bring in wine and could he bring in ginger snaps and could he play some music? He just keeps chaptering up. Yeah, the universe he creates, the little mini universes, the metaverses or whatever they are with that he creates for us are just like, I don't know, everything. Yeah. And like in a world where we can't travel, I feel like we're traveling everywhere. I'm still like, when you go through that loss, you're just like, it's right, it's in your pocket, right? It's like, it's with you. You got that rock with you forever. And I remember, I'll never forget the feeling of like, oh, I'll never recover. I'm never gonna quite be able to do life. And that's true in some ways, like that's true, but I am so grateful that your heart is pretty elastic too. Like we're so resilient and all these lessons come in all these different ways. And I'm just, I don't know. It is, I hope this is hopeful because I was so hopeless for a while. I was just like so lost and empty and floating. And like even my little sister, I have a sister that's 14 years younger than me, and she's like my pride and joy. And she came and visited me when I was in this space, and she couldn't get through to me because she wasn't, it was like for the first time I was like you're not, like I can't. Yet my current partner could, because he had been through it. His mom has had cancer 3 times from when he was 11, onward. And so he kind of dealt with that at a young age. And I could feel it, like, this is why he's like a grandpa in a way. And he was the support for his mom. He was the one that lied in bed with her and watched Friends after chemo. And, he was able to be strong for her, and I felt that immediately. I was like, how old are you? Like, what happened in your life that is giving you this insane thing that I haven't experienced in another person yet? And besides losing my partner recently, I've had like very little hardships. I've been very lucky, and like I have loving and supportive parents and, beautiful community, and I haven't had too many hard things. I almost like craved them. I almost was like, I really want them. And so I found them through people. And one other man that I met like very briefly. This was a very short love story. When I turned 30, I went to Marseille for my birthday, in southern France. And on the second day, I met this man from Afghanistan who had to flee the country. His entire family was murdered, and he had to walk out of his country on foot. He was my age. He didn't speak any English. I didn't speak any Afghani, but we both spoke very broken French. And again, the way he held himself, I went to the passport office with him. My whole trip became just about walking around life with him. I didn't care about anything other than just like, I want to spend a week with this human being. That's all I know. Like not talking English and brokenly walking through the city and seeing how the heck he is so kind still. Don't understand. I don't know, a week is like, it was like a year of love in a week for a stranger. How are you so velvety with this experience that you've been through? I want to turn my experience into velvet. There is all these like little chapters that come about life that you don't really know what they're adding to or amassing to yet, but they're just like essential. It's like this invisible thing. It's like this beautiful dance with chaos, but there's a rhythm to it. This person changed my life in a moment. Like, can I do that? Can I change someone's life in a moment?
Baci Sospesi, un progetto di Barbara Sbrocca.